Right. Welcome back to Genshin Impact. Last time we finished Tainari's questline, and we're going to, or we started. Why am I blanking on his name? What is his name? Uh, Boo Boo Pharmacy. Baizhu. We started Baiju's storyline, and we're gonna continue that. So last time we left off, we had to wait for the next day. Some kid brought in his father, I think, that seemed to be plagued by something. And Baizhu said that it was God remains, which I have no idea what that means, but that's what he said. So we're gonna have to figure that out. Also, Hu Tao's involved in it now, so that's interesting. So let's see what if the surgery was a success and what's going on, because that's what we were waiting on. Dad.
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Did they fix it?
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick.
Turn the music on.
Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Right.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baizhu.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baizhu. It's only because Jialiang, what was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Right, take it
Director
easy.
Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jialiang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone
Jialiang,
after
what a
all.
name.
You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
Power of a god.
That would be a trade
snake.
secret, I'm afraid.
Probably. I don't
If that
know.
gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jialiang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wangsheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baizhu. I'm not that unreasonable.
Ah,
Baizhu looks a little worse for wear. Something's wrong.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Baizhu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Qiangsheng and myself for a moment.
Will we finally learn what kind of powers he has? What he's been using?
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case,
Yep.
why must you keep
Nosy
this a
us, you're gonna
secret
see
from
it.
everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
It is me. Jedi Wolf.
Why did you follow us here?
To see if you're alright. I thought you were looking a little unwell.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Hey, don't inhale the air.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, The truth is, Baizhu did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
So he didn't... Okay. Life force? Poison?
Baizhu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
So we need to find
Changsheng?
the source of the
You
problem.
can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Right.
Please, that's enough.
You're looking even worse than before. You sure you're okay?
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body, and soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
Go on, Baizhu. Let us help you.
Baizhu, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire
So,
life.
Can he heal from this?
Time
Or
will
is this
see
like a
that
permanent...
all secrets
He just
surface
took years off its life
eventually.
kind of a thing.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
So, what are the next
The
steps?
poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it.
Do you know where his house is?
Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jialiang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Hey, Gigi.
She's finally gone. She's gone for good now, right? Right?
Unfortunately, no. She'll be back eventually. Anyway. We need to go. Here. Anyway. See the title of the video. And if you haven't kept up to any of the live streams, updates, all that stuff, turn off the music. I'm going to turn the music back on in the game. I'm coming back to Mondstadt. The next story update. And that's going to be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. What the story unfolds there. I do know that there's going to be some new events and a new character in Fontaine. I don't know if we're going to be returning to Fontaine. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what comes from that. For my streams though, we won't be returning to Mondstadt when the update comes out because we still have all of this to go through. So I haven't done any of the story or anything like that. So yeah, but once we get Notland done, then we can go to the Mondstadt. Back to Mondstadt. We do have a lot of stories left to do though. So after Baiju's Yoimiya, then Lenny, Wrightsley, Navia. Yeah. And that's if they don't add another story for the new character they're coming out with
I'd have lost
from
myself
Fontaine.
long ago if I allowed myself to be led by the whispers of the abyss. Surviving is tough.
We'll see what happens.
Whoa! There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden, Paimon's never noticed it before.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jialiang was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jialiang? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jialiang did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jialiang or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so
Little
that's
weird.
why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baizhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions, You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Right.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now, Jialiang has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up, but if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Right. Oh. He's actually looking. Several faint marks can be seen on the pillar. Maybe it was used to record Ayu's height as he grew up. There's some faded writing near the bottom mark. The more quickly Ayu grows up, the sooner can leave. Judging by the number of marks in the pillar, the family has led a secluded existence here for many, many years. Firewood is neatly stacked and the logs were cut with great power and precision. Whoever chopped the firewood must have been physically fit. Some logs at the bottom of the pile had begun to rot. It must have been a while since any new wood was added to the pile. Diary with childish handwriting. Some roof tiles broke. Mom and I tried to get up and take a look, but we didn't manage. Luckily, Dad was able to fix them in no time. The dinner table was a bit wobbly today when we sat down to eat. Dad tried to fix it but ended up breaking one of the legs by accident. Dad's forgetting things again. I'll have to write it down, all down for now, and read it back to him when he's feeling a bit better.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
Or chop.
What is this?
Poison.
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
God remains?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison.
What are God remains? Should I know what those are? I don't know what they are.
Is it? Breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Alive?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear to a varying extent the call
And that's
of the
where
source.
The call of
your
the...
friend went.
Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
Right. He was going back towards Jingxi village.
Only one thing could have been
Jingxi.
drawing him
Yep,
there.
that's how you say
The
it.
source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother
The
load.
mother load. Don't. God damn it. They did that on purpose.
Crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself?
Or his wife.
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs.
The real question is,
Huh?
what is the motive?
So you're
Why would
saying-
she?
It was Jiang Li? Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
That's the question, Paimon.
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not.
What if
strike
she
me as the
also
kind
got
of
infected
person who
and
would do such a thing?
whatever
Look at
the
the
God
facts,
remains
though.
messed with her brain and made
How many
her
people in the
concoct more
entirety of Liyue
poison,
have the
and
ability
so
to
her
concoct
husband
poison from
would be
God
infected,
remains?
and then her child,
It's too
and
early
then
to
all
draw
of
any
Liyue.
conclusions. We should question Jialiang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Do you know of a method to neutralize the poison?
Yes. According to the
Other than
origins
killing
and symptoms
yourself?
of diseases, the
In-game?
minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if
Can't
we
believe
can
that
find
they
and destroy
can't
the
get away
source of
with
these
this.
god
Calling
remains,
it the mother
poison
load.
will leave Jialiang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
I've only heard rumors.
Even the history books have no record of this.
This,
The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
the Adepti?
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
There a way to restore her memory?
what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon. Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me.
Right.
With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, Not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Well, now you're talking to Paimon.
Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing!
You're not gonna mention the food?
Baizhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Long story short, Baizhu has to die before she can do that.
Hey, what are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Strange, Baizhu has a weak constitution. Right. Didn't his master pass away at an early age?
Ugh, Paimon's mad. You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you. Baizhu, you're Mannequin Man. Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck. This is exactly
Those are kind
why
of a
your
little bit
natural temperament
long for
makes
nicknames,
you
but
woefully unsuited to being my host.
wow.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
I mean,
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
true, but I'm not common. And I've talked to pretty much all of them. If I think all of them, yeah. Actually, I do have someone that I can call.
What?
I got him on, speed dial.
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
I don't know who we're talking about. I have a... Yeah, it's Zhao. Okay. Zhao, are you there?
You called?
Hey, what's up?
Gets Paimon every time. Aren't all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baizhu of Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
No, I just wanted to say hi. Let me explain. Actually, yeah, let me explain. You tell Zhao everything that has happened.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison.
Yep.
Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingce village. A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis. The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's
Oh, wait, is that
remains.
what I think it
Qingce
is?
village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Che is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
I see.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
I will. Thank you, Zhao.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them. That's show for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jialiang must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Better not be the chasm.
Master, there's a problem.
What's the problem?
Gui? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
That's quite a long ways
What
away.
happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jialiang.
Oh god.
He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
Are we gonna leave the poison there? Are we gonna take it with? Whatever. Alright, well. We grabbed it. We took it. It's not there. Good. Alright, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy. Yeah, that's quite a ways. Anyway. Back we go. Now, turn for the worst. Do you mean, like, he's back to, like, amnesia, like, and no one's going on? Or is he, like, turned into a demon or something? Or like, dying? I guess we'll find out. Oh.
Dad, what's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baizhu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baizhu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gui left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gui, please take Jialiang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
And how are we gonna do that?
He's not gonna use Chang Sheng's secret art again, is he?
Gonna end up.
Is there really no other way to save Jialiang?
We gotta find the cave. Anyway,
Oh, please don't worry. Dr. Baizhu will find a way.
But...
You'll be fine. I can't give you my word, because there are times when I say that, and then the next scene, they're dead. So, I'm just gonna say it's a possibility he'll be fine, and we'll leave it at that. And I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll find out what Baizhu did. And hopefully, it's a good outcome.
How are you feeling, Dad?
Oh,
Are you
okay.
still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baizhu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jialiang once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet.
Because she's in a
I'll check with them
cave.
again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baizhu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baizhu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Let's go check up on him.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
In through the window. Unless he keeps his front door unlocked, then we'll go in normally.
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jialiang's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baizhu's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just... Who's talking behind our backs again? Ah! Baizhu! Changsheng!
You both okay?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment. And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical
So his wife
condition.
wasn't trying to kill
Jialiang
him,
has
she
a
was
rare
trying to help.
congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Okay.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
So that's why Zhongli did it.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jialiang had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jialiang has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jialiang has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jialiang would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate.
Perhaps.
To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
Fate.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for
Oh,
several
he's
days,
listening.
I am fearing
He's
the worst.
listening. Who's that?
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baizhu.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
You sure did.
Dr. Baizhu, please let me come with you.
That's
You've
suicide. Why would you do
already done
that?
so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it?
You have a
There's
child.
only one thing I fear now. And that's that I'll forget her again before we
Okay,
manage
now
to
Hu
find
Tao's
her.
listening in. Get
Very
out
well.
of here. Stop.
Then
Not-
follow me.
Stop listening to our conversations.
Dr. Baizhu, are you heading out again?
Yes, this could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baizhu, do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
What is he making? Alright. What is he making, Gigi?
Everyone, please be careful.
Careful's my middle name. Hey, Hu Tao! Fuck you doing? Oh, she's gone. Okay. Well, let's go back to the village. Off we go.
Take me up! Let's fly!
And we're back.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
You should follow it then.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way.
You think? Or you know.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Alright, well,
I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way.
you better not die on this journey, I swear to God.
This place feels familiar.
Huh?
I think I've been here before.
It was right here the whole time. We literally had to pass it in order to get here.
There is an inauspicious presence here.
Oh, whatever.
Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
You could wait outside for her. Whatever. In we go. No possible rewards for this? Weird. Get to use Baizhu.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
Probably hilly drills.
Monks here appear amateur and rather old.
Oh, well.
I suspect
Thieves, I
it is
guess.
a thieves' tunnel. A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save
They
me.
probably
in this
all
cave.
ended up dying.
But she...
Or abandoned
she
the
said that
place.
the method would cause me to... curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
And that's
Easy,
exactly what it would do.
Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Why are we letting this guy stick with this? It's going to end up dead. Whatever. Told you, hilly trails. Oh yeah.
By royal decree. Access denied.
It's just juggle nut.
Here comes
This is
the
overkill, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I don't see any dust on the sensor's surface. The burn marks on the inside are still fresh. I don't think this was left here by the treasure hoarders. Left by his
I
wife.
believe this sensor was used to burn a monster repelling incense.
Didn't really
A
repel very well since there's a bunch of
monster
elite trails.
incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters
Right.
just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave.
Right.
After them, Jiangli was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jialiang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiangli. Yes, this was the place.
Calm down, calm down. Get it?
This is where I told Jiangli to give me the poison.
Jialiang!
Stop. Calm down,
I'm
bro.
fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me.
Hold on. Jialiang, just Why don't we just start up the sensor again? You'll be safe. You just sit here. We'll come back with your wife. You won't be dead. You'll go home, get to see your son who's been taking care of you for all these years and has been worried sick about you. And you also get to see your wife again. Unless she's, you know, possibly, potentially, maybe 100% dead. You know, it'll work out. Otherwise, maybe you'll both be dead. And then you'll have an orphan child, and Baizhu will have to take him in. And then, yeah. Anyway. I mean, he could be best friends with Chi-Chi, I guess. And she's also friends with, Yun. What is her name? Is that her name?
We're getting close.
Hold on.
We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
You need to stop, Jialiang. Oh, I can't open up the fucking whatever. Okay, never mind. I'll check later. The little girl with green and yellow who has the yellow rabbit. She's friends with Chi-Chi. Wow, these stones work just like the other stones that are orange and,
We can keep going
up
now.
above.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
Sure can. What do we got going on here? Got dark purple crystals. Do these hurt when I touch them? Or don't. We can move this. We can push or activate it. Not exactly sure where to move it. I assume it activates the purple stuff or something. I don't know.
Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here.
Right there.
There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Will this open? No, it won't open. Okay. See how this goes then. We're gonna push this one this way. And then we're gonna hit this button. See if it does anything. Let's see. Activate. That did nothing. Oh, gonna push it this way. We'll probably deactivate that. And then we'll head in. Wop. There we go. I'm smart. I figured it out. Hello there, friends. Would you like some electricity? Or how about this?
Born of
Ice.
ice and frost.
Or how about this green stuff? What? Okay. Yeah.
Mind the side effects.
What does his ult look like?
Remember, health comes first.
Wow. I don't know what that did. I think it just gave me a shield.
A bitter pill
Eat
to
green.
swallow.
And perish. Oh, what? I don't want anything from you. Get out of here. Ah. Ice.
It's over.
Alright, we're good. No, we're not good. This guy dodged all of the damage. Ain't got time for you, boy. Wow. Okay. So this did something. Oh, it opened up this door so I can push this one. Got it. Now we're probably gonna have to push the other one because there's no activator on this one. I have to do the bing bong. Over here. Righty-o, righty. So we're gonna open up this one. Not sure what's in this one, but it probably opens up another door or something over there. That far enough to... Sure is. That's just a chest. Got it. What's in here? Hello? Nothing. And we'll push it. And we'll activate it. And we'll be good. And we're done. Alright. What kind of monstrosity are we going to be fighting below? Bro, you should have just waited. We're gonna fight one of these things. What is that? The god remains. That's what that is. One
Jiangli!
to whom the loathsome blood clings. To
The god remains
GOV
must have lured
shop.
them here. Watch my back.
one to whom the loathsome blood clings. What a name. That is kind of a mouthful. A lot to say. Just gonna call him Geo.
A round of applause. Step right up.
Lightning.
Dr. Baizhu, how serious is it? Is she...
Dead.
I can still feel a pulse,
Oh, she's
but her
okay.
condition is quite
Hasn't she
grave.
been down here for
The god
numerous
remains here are
days?
encroaching
Like,
on her cognition, much as the poison in
long
your system
time.
did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up
a
again.
coma.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away!
Whoa, how are we supposed to do that?
It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baizhu said?
Nope. What did he say?
Poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked
No.
to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect.
So he's gonna die anyway.
And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him!
Right, he hasn't even said goodbye to his son
Right,
yet.
Doctor,
We can't.
surely
We
you
gotta
know of some other way we can save
bring the
him,
kid
right?
in. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Baizhu, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days.
Hey,
If I were to treat her using a secret art,
you can't be thinking about that again.
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baizhu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of God remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiangli have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago.
Decade.
The
Oh,
fact that I've been around to see how you
I
grow
guess so.
up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die,
Jialiang.
after cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baizhu, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment. That's all.
about your son.
Of
Write him a
course.
letter or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's paper
Thank you,
around here.
everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
That kind of seems. Well,
Jialiang. Baizhu Changsheng. there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiangli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods.
Right.
What a crazy situation! Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiangli! What's the point of it all?
All we can do right now is honor my brain shut off. Jialiang's decision and bear witness.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
Well, that's a
In the
good thing,
human
kind of.
realm, all
Getting used to it
things
means
must
you've
come to an
gone
end.
numb.
Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause?
And I guess so.
At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
Cutscene time? No cutscene? That was easy. Okay, well, that was... Wow.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
He's going into cardiac arrest. No!
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Arrest.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang. 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 Jialiang.
Dad, are you awake?
Why is he awake? What's going on?
Jiangli, are you?
Don't tell me Baizhu uses technique again, bro. That fucking guy.
Didn't I... Huh? What are
Wasabi.
these?
He did what he did to
How
Gigi.
does it feel to come back to life?
DLC. There's no DLC in this game. This guy.
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Dr. Baizhu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie.
Why did he do
than a
that, though?
human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death.
Why?
Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I am as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jialiang to show us the way before we set off for Qingsa village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Right.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
I knew someone was listening in on that conversation, so it was Hu Tao.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
Oh boy.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baizhu, and cure Dad for good!
Be careful about that, Ayu. You'll be going into Adepti and God stuff.
Is that right?
Immortality
well, you
and
wouldn't be the first
life
person
and death.
who's tried to put Wangsheng funeral parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you.
You'd basically have to become a god, Ayu.
Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Alright.
Is she finally gone?
You gotta scare her. Get a pop.
Oh,
No?
Swabadenta.
Okay. That would've been
If you
funny.
ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Such as Paimon's idea of a celebration can only mean one thing.
At
Food.
times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
Right.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Jiangli and Ayu around the dinner table.
This was a hard-won meal. Maybe I'll whip something up too. It's been a while.
Yay! Paimon can't wait!
Yeah.
Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Why, you don't want anything that's been in my pack for the last year?
Wait up! I'll come too!
Alright. Go get some food.
Baizhu, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Baizhu, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Do we get to listen to it? Oh, we're playing Baizhu. Hey, Chi-Chi. Oh, God. Oh, she's right here. Hey, Chi-Chi.
Now that you are part zombie, there are some rules that you need to know.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly. Second, don't forget to...
Yes? Go on. Don't forget to...
I forgot.
It reminds me of like Eeyore. I don't know why, but I wouldn't say she's depressed per se, but she's just slow talking and monotone kind of consistency of speech. Oh, hello.
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Chenyu Vale. Changshang, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu.
Roy. We're gonna look at the night sky together, the moon.
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
But is it
I
made out
have
of
to
God
say,
remains?
Jialiang, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Oh boy. Would not put it past him. He probably did.
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changshang's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jialiang. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jialiang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties.
Well, that could have killed you.
There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this.
True.
The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old, and I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another, and then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jialiang. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changshang to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that, some of them, I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jialiang. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Which is...
Hey, food's ready!
God damn it, Pipe.
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out.
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baizhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you, they will all miss you dearly.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baizhu, what did Jiangli mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Also, when Zhang Sheng was talking about fate, what did she mean exactly?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baizhu and Zhongli's master, has passed away at a young age. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
We're about to hear it. See it? We're about to see it. Animated.
Long ago,
Animation. Cutscene.
when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is, until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poisoned chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Baizhu, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jialiang feared for Jiangli's life, or Jiangli grieved over Jialiang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Changsheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
The elixir of immortality. You have to become immortal yourself.
Precisely. I will be Changsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baizhu.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baizhu, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Hell yeah.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Oh, Paimon, leave some grub for me.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Heart of Healing. Do we actually get to eat? I want to eat. Where's the fees? Where's the food? I wanted food. Okay, well that's that, I guess. We can't enter. Nah. The food. It's not here. Okay, well. Let's go. We have Yoimiya's quest line next, but I keep forgetting that I can't do it because I keep forgetting to do the quest that I need to do. So, let me see what... We have to complete the quest. We can't just... Got it. Okay. So I guess we're gonna do a side quest for the rest of the stream until we finish it, so then we can talk to Yoimiya and then continue down the line of the side quest things. Anyway. This is one that I've had sitting here for, I'm pretty sure, over a year. I started it by accident and left it at this spot. Why I left it at this point, I don't know. But let's talk to these guys and yeah, let me see if I can remember. Came to this village, like the first village you come to as the traveler. You learn about the forest rangers and all that stuff, and then these kids want to hear about your adventure stories and stuff like that. And I don't remember if there's anything else to this. Sea monsters. I heard there's a lot of big and peculiar monsters in the sea, like the fish that's as large as an island or the squid as long as a river, and the story about the puppet and the whale. Also the turtle carrying an elephant on its back. Heard a lot of stories. Why the interest in sea monsters? When I grow up, I want to be a sailor, going on 7 voyages and discovering uncharted islands and lands. That's why I want to learn about sea monsters. This way I can defeat them one day. Ran across some pirates before. Wow, that's so cool. Did they find any treasure? Any tales of adventure? Not sure, but Paimon does have a sea monster story. Once upon a time, there was a sea serpent with many heads living in the ocean. It was taller than a mountain when it stretched out its neck. The serpent didn't behave, so God trapped it on the sea floor under rocks to prevent it from making waves and destroying the harbor. After a long while, the serpent woke up and griped, "Curse you, despicable God. I'll wash all your houses and treasures out to the sea and make them mine." Roar. Then it rose up to higher than the mountains and caused a tidal wave. Paimon tells the story of the people in the flying castle fighting the sea hydra together in a way that really engages the kids. That was how everybody worked together to defeat the serpent to protect the city. The serpent has been defeated? What a shame. I wanted to beat it myself when I grew up. That's the spirit. You'll face other monsters when you grow up. What kind of monsters? Let's talk about something else. I promise to tell you what I know after hearing your story, so what would you like to know? Oh, right, we're asking about creatures, and so we had to tell them stories so the little kids would be able to tell us about the creatures because they are like the only ones that know about them or something. Got it. About the mysterious creatures in the woods. I think we're talking about the little things that are helpers for, why am I forgetting? Nahida. Right. Oh, there's a lot of them in the forest, like the legendary Sumter Beast Lord. It isn't like any ordinary Sumter Beast and will attack intruders. Oh, wait. Are we talking about those? It has been so long since I've done this quest. I don't know. And the Rishpalenda Raja that snatches bad children away, but I'm old enough to know Rana made that up to scare the kids. They all sound interesting, but we'd like to know about the round plant-like fairies called Aranara. Oh yeah, so we were talking about that. Marinara. Do you know about them? Oh, Aranara. Never heard of them, but I know about the Gator Raja. It's a very, very big gator in the woods that has lived for a long, long time and is very, very cunning. There was this one time... That didn't sound convincing. Never mind. Just ask about something else. Wow, Paimon can't believe there's a gator like that. Do you go into the woods often, Kavis? Yeah, I used to, but not lately since I got lost in there once. At least that's what the adults said. What the adults said? I don't remember anything. I went into the forest to see my friend and share stories about my sister. Then, I just can't remember what happened. When I came to my senses, I was back in the village already. My father held me tightly while everyone was around me, asking me if I was hurt, hungry, or thirsty. Then they wouldn't let me go there again. You should listen and not go there. You went into the forest to see your friend? You have a friend in the forest? Doesn't everyone live in the village? Yeah, friend to everyone, lives in the forest, taught us many things, like what wild fruits we shouldn't eat and which trees would let us climb on them. So, what is that friend like? Well, I can't tell you, I'm sorry. Although we're friends, I made a pact with Sudebe and Iotham. Paimon guess this is a secret between the kids. I think we just hit a dead end. Okay, we understand. Now be a good boy and don't play outside the village. Of course, I'll be a good big brother to Sudebe and Iotham. I'm probably not pronouncing their names right at all, but that's okay. I'm not known to pronounce names correctly. What story would you like to hear, Suda? We're gonna call her Suda. Any story will do, but I'd like it to have a distinguished lady who is smart and powerful. Well, she doesn't have to be a distinguished lady, but the character's got to be determined and loving. Like Princess Cinnamon, who left her palace with a tiger in the fairy tale. That's a lot of demands. Well, Paimon knows several ladies who fit that description, but somehow they all have connections to Electra. Electro is good. It makes plants stronger and bear more fruit. You know a lot, Suda. So where should we start? So one I think is Lisa, and the other one is Kujo Sara, and why am I forgetting her name? Fox Lady. Anyway, we'll do the library. In a place far away, there was a library. Paimon can go with the story of Miss Lisa, but Paimon would prefer another one. In a place far away on the other side of the ocean, there was a lady general and a shrine maiden. Oh yeah, making the shrine maiden a priestess, and the general a queen should help you understand it better. Are they both distinguished ladies? Yeah, they both are. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there was a very beautiful and powerful queen, but war came, and although the queen won, she also lost many friends. She cried and cried. Sob, I'm going to make a robot and have it work for me. Then I shall live alone in the palace forever and not make any more friends so I won't lose them. Beep, copy that, working now, replied the robot, who then began running the kingdom for the queen. Then some bad guys started to scheme. Where does the priestess come in? The queen had a pretty and powerful priestess friend who couldn't bear to see the queen go on this way. That was when a traveler came to the kingdom. He and his companion were both smart and brave. So the priestess thought, they are agile and resilient. They're willing to help. Paimon tells the story of the queen and the priestess, both of whom are distinguished ladies, in a way that really engages the kids. In the end, the lonely robot was still working hard, but that's another story. Everyone was so awesome. Even though that traveler was a distinguished lady, he was still strong. Wasn't a distinguished lady, he was still strong. That's what I want to be when I grow up. I'm sure you can do it, but if you don't behave and get lost out there, then none of that will happen. Very smooth of you, Paimon. Yes, I'll behave and won't wander outside. What happened when you got lost before? I don't remember, I just went into the woods to gather herbs. Herbs? Yeah, Alfonso said there's a herb to improve Grandpa's eyesight. He has trouble seeing things lately and can't even see people coming his way, so I wanted to help Grandpa. Did Alfonso send you? No, he warned me not to wander into the forest too, but I wanted to help, so I snuck off. Then I don't remember the rest. Nothing at all? Nothing. When I came around, I was already home. My brother said everyone was worried. I know what I did was wrong and will never sneak off into the woods again. That's right, good girl. Speaking of the forest, about the mysterious creatures in the woods. I don't know anything about them. Whoa, that was fast. What do you mean by mysterious? If I know what they are, they're not mysterious. If I don't, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Sorry. That actually makes a lot of sense, but what Paimon wanted to ask about is round plant-like fairies. Round and plant-like. Oh. Did that ring a bell, Suda? No, that sounds mysterious. That's a shame, because Rana said she would love to know what an Aranara is. Oh, she wants to know too? Then... She does. Also, didn't the priestess in the story say, don't be a tantrum-throwing child who refuses to talk to others? Okay, the priestess and the queen are really great friends. But like, how they trust each other, I think Rana would understand why I can't say it. When I'm old enough to understand a lot more, I'll tell Rana and you too, but no, not now. Well, I hope you can grow up healthy and happy. Thanks. Alright then, we won't ask more questions. Just be a good girl and don't wander around. Thank you for the story. I love it very much. I'm going to be smart, pretty, and strong just like the priestess. Then I'll marry Rana. Alright. You do that. Seems they know about the mysterious creatures, but just don't want to tell us. Just treat it as a secret between these kids. Stay in Sumeru for a while and we'll have time to look into it. I'm back. How did it go? Was it fun? It was fun. They told us a story. Dragons actually don't eat people, Rana. Oh yeah, that's good to hear. I was worried a dragon might fly over here and eat you all someday. Oh no. Storytelling is kind of fun. I think so too. Okay, you should go home now. It's about time to eat. Iosafat said he caught good stuff in the water today. Come with us, Rana, and both of you too. Got business to tend to, but thanks for the invite. I want to eat with Rana. I'll be there next time. Come on, you've got to go now or Iosafat is going to finish it all by himself. Okay, bye Rana. Bye you two. Bye. There they go. Stick around for a minute, Iotham. I want to talk to you. I'm concerned about you. The forest hasn't been the same lately. The animals are getting aggressive and more fungi have popped up. Same with the withering zones, which keep appearing. Don't go picking mushrooms anymore, okay, Iotham? Don't worry, I know we're safe and not safe. What's more, star shrooms are tasty and they give you the energy to keep working hard. No, Granny Jahit, and I are both worried. Promise me that you won't run around out there before I figure out what's going on. Okay. That's a good boy, Iotham. You'll be great when you grow up. Alright, go eat with Kavis and others. Got it. I kind of hate that none of this is voiced. But that's what you get for having a side quest. I hope they'll grow up safe and sound. What do you think about these kids? Yeah, they woof. They're good kids. Yeah, I understand. Regardless, I hope they'll grow up safe and sound. My patrol is actually not done yet. I've still got to check out the west, and I have a favor to ask. Jedi Wolf and Paimon, would you mind coming with me? Why? Spotted some withering zones there with no one to check them. I'm very worried about kids wandering into one. Jedi Wolf, now that you're here, will you give me a hand with that? Please, though I have nothing to repay you with. Piece of cake. So, you will help? I really appreciate it. I don't know how I can make it up to you. You've done so much for me. Well, we're not going to ignore those in need. Let's go then. Right. To the withering zone. Get up from here, good, and go straight that way until you get to the withering zone. Got it. I'm gonna assume that what we just did is not enough to... Okay, we have to finish the quest. Wow, how long that'll be, I don't know. The best thing about my house is that I can sneak out of it without anyone noticing. That's how I've been running off all the time since I was a kid. Alright. Alright, back to business. Jedi Wolf, let's go whenever you are ready. Let's go. Sure, it's not far to the west. To the west.
We made it to Vamara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy?
That count?
If
That...
this
Oh. Fuck, I cut off Paimon. Sorry, Paimon. It didn't count. I have to... Okay, let's keep going. I was hoping it counted. Let's keep going. Go to the withering zone that needs to be cleaned. Oakley dokley. Hey, what's up?
By royal decree.
Oops, I missed that. Bop. None of them dropped anything. There are roses growing here. There sure are. It's not far from here. Dookly dookly. I can see it with my own eyes. Oops. Here we are. When I was little, I would often take this road to go down to the river valley to play. The withering zones are appearing so quickly now, and Tainari and the others are too busy to deal with them in time. But it's a good thing we have you here now. Leave it to me. Okay, you made clean of work of those withering zones before, but they're still dangerous. If it gets to be too much, be sure to leave the realm and take some rest. I got them. Good luck. Alright, you stay there. Hello, friends. Up. Up. The one's over here. Got this one on. And then, ouchie.
Access denied.
Ah, stop.
Odds revealed. Let's fly. Locked on. Open fire. Bullseye. Open fire.
Right, do I have to shoot this or can I? Oh, I can just click it. Up. Gone. 90% of my team is half feeling. How are you feeling, Joe? Do you feel weak or nauseous? No? Next, there's another withering zone over there. I'll need you to. Can't talk too fast. Can't read that fast. To the next one. Away. Bop. Bop. Okay. This withering zone's expanding. Regardless, I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it in your capable hands just like before, Jedi Wolf. Just don't overdo it. I won't. Don't worry. Thanks, Jedi Wolf. No problem. I've got it. Bing bong. Alright, where are all the... We got one here. Bop. Got one over here. Bop. Got one... Ouchie. Out. Off, off, man. Okay. Get sent to the Shadow Realm. God damn it. Don't touch me, 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 don't touch me. Did that work? Did that count? It did. Okay. Time to kill the rest of them. Bing bong. Head over that way next. There's a what? We're not getting rid of the withering zones. Well, the recent alligator activity has been especially weird, so we don't know. Gave it a good. I can't read that fast. Got it. Cool. Alligators. Kill them. Got them. I will do that. I see them. Forest watchers are also tasked with protecting the ecosystem. Recently, potentially because of the withering zones, the alligators have become, shall we say, unusually manic. Not only have they been invading other animals' territories, but they're reproducing at a faster rate. If this goes on, they won't just be a danger to the children, but to the forest ecosystem as well. Luckily, your opponent isn't a withering zone this time. It's my time to shine. You rest up, Jedi Wolf. Leave this to me. I'll come help you. We're coming to help too. Is it really okay? That's great then. I'll finally get to fight side by side with you. Yeah. Just don't get eaten by an alligator. Hello. Bop.
And voila.
That's a lot of alligators. Okay.
By royal decree.
Lightning.
Take me up. Open fire.
Whew, it's nice to have the chance to do something. This should help with our problem a little. Besides, watching you fight made me realize that I still have a lot to learn, Jedi Wolf, like footwork and timing too. An experienced traveler like you is just absolutely amazing. Thanks. Thank you so much, really. That reminds me, how is your condition, Jedi Wolf? After taking care of so many withered zones, do you feel dizzy or nauseous or anything? Nothing I can't handle. That's good. You've done so much. Goodness, I feel so much better now. Let's take a break. One of our Force Patrol campsites isn't far from here. It should have equipment and supplies. Yay, let's go camping. Camping, that sounds fun. And off we go. Just ahead. We're going camping. Hooray. We're gonna find some of those mysterious creatures out here. The ones we've been looking for. Here we are. Here we are. What's that round thing at the edge? The thing that looks like a small cabin. Oh, that? I'm not sure where it came from, but you see them all the time in the forest of Sumeru. Maybe it's some kind of ruin. Strange, since you've asked, I seem to have heard about this kind of house and its resident. Who was it again? It wasn't that researcher who's in Satyavada or life. Oh, never mind. Jedi Wolf, Paimon, wait here for a second. I'm gonna go tidy the campsite, get a fire going, and go get some ingredients. Thank you. We'll help you. I can't have that. I was the one who asked you to come and help clean up the withering zones. Just think of us as trainee forest watchers. What do you need us to do, Rana? Well, if you insist, Paimon. Could you help me get some firewood then? Oh, you need some wood chopped? That's nothing. Jedi Wolf could do that. No, we'll need to collect some dried branches. And I'm pretty great at chopping wood. You won't need to do that. You'll just need to pick up some dried branches off the ground. Collecting firewood is one of the fundamentals of wilderness survival. That's so? Okay, got it. Let's go, Jedi Wolf. Have you killed Paimon yet? No. Still here. Need to collect wood. Any wood here? No. Haven't killed her yet. She's, why do we have to pick tree branches? Because we're gonna build like a little teepee thingy. You know, Paimon. Come on, the basics of building fires. Camping is tough. You have to pick up branches to start a fire. Yeah, sure do. You act like we haven't camped before, Paimon. Yep, that should be enough. Let's go find Rana. There she is. Hello. We have the sticks. You guys are back. I'm almost done here as well. That's good. Will these be enough, Rana? Yep, that's more than enough. Alright, one of our camping traditions is to have the most esteemed person in the group light the campfire. You just have to light it, right? Leave it to us. Well then, I'll leave lighting the campfire to you. Got it. Hiya! Using the supplies stored at the campsite and the ingredients gathered along the way, Rana makes a pot of richly fragrant curry. Everyone stuffs their faces. The rest is packed up in the containers for later use. Sounds like Rana stole Paimon's line. Oh, it's so good. Curry tastes even better after hard work. It's delicious, thank you. Still, this curry is so aromatic. What if the smell draws some critters or hilly trolls over here? We'll kill them all! Curry in the air. Hungry children, it's time to come home. How do you... What tune was that? That didn't even rhyme. Anyway, this is a children's song from Sumeru. There's something free about curry. Each family adds different ingredients and spices depending on how they make it, so each family's curry has its own flavor. When we were little, we could smell a curry and tell whether it was made by our parents. But once we got older, we couldn't tell whose curry was whose anymore. They all seem about the same. But still, you know that it's time to go home and eat it when you smell curry. Curry in the air. Hungry children, it's time to come home. The stuff you make also has a different aroma. Oh, is that so? I'd like to try. Sure, I guess. But we've just eaten so much of this curry. Let's make something next time. Yeah, for breakfast. We'll make some breakfast. Okay. That reminds me, that reminds Paimon. Why do you have to pick up branches instead of chopping down trees when you want to start a fire? Does the Dendro Archon punish people who cut down trees? Jedi Wolf, what do we do? No. Oh no, it's because fresh wood has too much moisture in it, so it's hard to light. Also, the Dendro Archon isn't that petty. Still, our teachings in Sumeru also say to respect nature and the forest, because we are the forest subjects. So are the birds, beasts, and... in the end, the forest will remember. Even if you grow up and forget, don't fret, the forest will remember. Rana, are you okay? Oh, I felt like I almost remembered something that was lost in my memories for a long time. Something warm and precious, but I couldn't remember it all. Just those 2 lines. Dang it. It's like when you have to sneeze, but it just won't come out. How infuriating. Some things are hard to remember the more you try to remember them. Just ignore it, and after a while, it might suddenly come back to you when you're doing something else. I'll try. Thanks again for watching those kids in the village for me before. They're like my little brothers and sisters. The oldest one is Kavis. He wants to travel the world by boat when he grows up. Suda, is his little sister. She says she wants to be just like me. It's a little embarrassing. I don't think there's anything embarrassing about that. And then there's Iotham. I'm more worried about him. He was raised by Granny after being abandoned in the village. Yeah, so Iotham was... Yes, I was still just a little girl back then. One day the adults discovered that a traveling couple who had been staying in the village were gone. All they left behind was this teeny tiny child. I always used to worry about him, but now he and Cavis and the others are like a family. Alfonso also looks after him, just like a real older brother would. About what you and the children were talking about before. Yeah, now that you mention it, when we were telling stories to the children, we also asked around about the Aranara. And that's the round plant-like little fairies you mentioned before. They said they didn't know, but they were acting like they were hiding something about the Aranara. I don't know much about these creatures myself, but I'll tell you the part I heard. First of all, they're much like you described, round and plant-like. The forest is vast and deep here in Sumeru, and it's constantly changing like a gargantuan beast, so even locals will lose their way, let alone travelers. Legend has it that there are countless bizarre and amazing creatures in forests like this, and the most famous among them are the Aranara, which supposedly means the forest people. The Aranara are related to the Dendro Archon and are the guardians of the forest. They're the bridge between people and trees. They also have the ability to enter dreams. Before the people of Sumeru, dreams are very rare. Sounds amazing. Agreed, they might not say it in front of the adults, but I think they really like the legend of the Aranara. Who knows, maybe they've seen an Aranara while playing in the forest. It's normal for children to have secrets amongst themselves that they keep from grown-ups, so long as they grow up healthy and become strong, kind, and good adults. Also about kids going missing. About that, do you have any clues? We were also really worried, so we asked around. The kids said that they were in the woods, and the next thing they knew, they were in Vamara village. They couldn't remember anything that had happened before that. That's right, Cavis and Suda suddenly appeared in the village after going missing for a few days. Everyone was worried sick while they were gone. Alfonso even organized a search and rescue for them. Huh. What is it, Rana? Now that I think about it, it was actually kind of funny. Remember what I said about curry before? Alfonso made the search party to take curry into the forest with them so the children could smell it. Anyway, we couldn't find Cavis or Suda, but they came home on their own, with the whole memory loss situation. Something about this whole thing just doesn't feel right. So I've been patrolling the forest and ruling out any elements that could harm the children. Iotham is the only one left who hasn't gone missing, so I have to protect him. But Alfonso... Oh, speaking of him, Alfonso seems like he's really popular in Vamara village. He organizes the search party and the kids talk about him all the time. Oh, him? He's like an older brother to them. We've treated him like family since he arrived in the village a few years ago. According to him, like Iotham, he doesn't have any family, so he sees this place as his real home. Iotham also sees him as his actual big brother. Paimon gets it. If you two stayed in Vamara village, I know they'd be very happy to have another big brother and big sister. Like I said before, if it's possible, I hope that you can join the ranks of the Watchers and we will patrol together. What do you think? Well, I'm actually traveling to find someone. You briefly explained the reason for your travels to Rana. I see. I understand how you feel, Jedi Wolf. I also had a friend who was very dear to me vanish out of nowhere, but they... Well, that's not important. The blonde girl you're looking for, I feel like I've heard about her somewhere before. Let me think. Nope, I can't remember. I'm sure someone told me a story about a blonde girl before, just like Gold, called a Nara or something. Probably feels like Rana's memory isn't too good. That's what happens when you grow up. That's worrying, actually. There's no need to force yourself, Rana. Paimon hopes the kids in Vamara village are doing okay. Well, I'm very happy that I could meet the two of you. I'm sure the children feel the same way. You're not only skilled, but also so kind. I'm so moved that you would worry about my little brothers and sisters in Vamara village. I'll keep an eye out for the person you're looking for. Then when you finish your journey, come to Sumeru. We can patrol the forest together. Let's put a pin in that for now. Okay, but think about it. If only I could have met you and Paimon earlier. You were making Paimon blush. I think she's asleep. She can even sleep while sitting upright? Is this some special training Forest Watchers get? Just be exhausted. Looks like Rana doesn't have our stamina. Do you want to take a rest? Yeah, I'm gonna have a little nap. You sleep well. You too, Paimon. The next morning. I slept so well, I don't even remember falling asleep. Sorry about that. You can sleep even while sitting upright. You must have been exhausted before. Not really, I just ate a lot and was feeling so relaxed that I just... Here's a little Forest Watcher trivia for you. When searching for a missing person in the forest, you want to feed them something that's easy to digest when you find them. Digestion consumes stamina, that's why you feel sleepy easily after eating, or at least that's what the academia researchers say. Today, Wolf Paimon, have you rested? You worked so hard yesterday. We slept like babies. Yeah, don't worry about us. Are you sure? Okay then. Thank you so much for yesterday. I feel much better than now that you feel much better now that you're here. Yeah, you can count on Jedi Wolf. Is there any work left to do today, Rana? Let me see. I think we're just about done here. Let's head back to Vermara Village. We can check in on the situation on our way back. Okay, let's go. Brr. My game glitched. Cool, I was gonna end it there anyway. my game glitched. Oh, we're good. Took a second. Reloaded in. Got it. Okay. I assume I'm gonna keep looking, but I know it's... Yeah, I still have to complete the fucking quest. So, what we're gonna do next time is we're gonna complete this quest. Might take a decent amount of the stream, and then we're gonna go do Yoimiya's quest and continue down the line of quests that we've been doing. And finish those up. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the TikTok. I post over there. I also post the VODs and stuff over on YouTube. I post other edited videos of things that you won't be finding here on Twitch. They're exclusively over on YouTube. So if you want to watch any other content and other things that I do, check that out. There's also a playlist of all the Genshin episodes, if you want to call them that, over on YouTube as well, so you can catch up on that. If you've read the title, there are 58 episodes, so good luck catching up on that. But if you want to, you can do that. Other than that, we're gonna be streaming on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. CST. Gonna be playing some more VR chat, and then Friday will also be another stream of Genshin Impact at 10 p.m. CST. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't have any other announcements or anything like that. So, again, thanks for watching, and I will see all of you next time. Bye!